For the money, I'm taking myself though for the money. When they say, hey, when they say you got 5 shots, we're gonna give you 5 downs from the 10, and y'all down by 3. I'm going with Keyshawn.
Ain't no doubt about it. I'm going Pat P. Damn it.
I respect it.
What's going on? It's time. This is Keyshawn, and welcome to my show, Undisputed Presents All Facts, No Breaks. Joining me today is an 8-time Pro Bowl cornerback and one of the most decorated athletes in LSU history. And no, not Shaquille O'Neal, but Patrick Peterson joins us on the show. What's up, Pat?
What's up, Keyshawn, man? Thanks for having me, man.
Oh, I'm glad to have you on the show. Let's dive right in. When I ask you a question about family ties, you obviously are cousins with Brian McFadden, Walter McFadden, Sonoris Moss, Santana Moss, are your cousins. And your second cousin to Zach Moss. What's it like growing up in a football family for you? Because I have somewhat a similar story.
Man, it was awesome, growing up around those guys, being around those guys and having the opportunity to pick their brains and see how their football journey was able to unfold. The closest I'm with is, already documented, is Bryant, because me and him were actually the closest to each other in terms of living distances. So, man, it was always constant battles on the if it was football, if it was video games, if it was who's the fastest. And mind you, I'm the youngest out of all of those guys, and I was never backing down from a challenge.
Mm-hmm. So you got this podcast with B-Mac, your cousin. It's called All Things Covered. How's that going for you?
Man, it's going great. I believe we're 4 years running right now. Having a lot of guests that's been coming on. It's been great feedback from our viewers and listeners. And it's for me, it's just getting my feet wet for, the second journey of my life. This is something I want to get into after football. Continue to, not only engage into the football world, but also inform, the football fans and give them as much insight in the locker room from a player's perspective as I can.
Something new just happened to you in your NFL career. I'm going to be like the media right now and say this. You were cut from the Pittsburgh Steelers after signing a 2-year deal, 1 year in. How did that phone call go? Were you surprised, or you kind of figured, my cap number's high, they probably gonna do something?
Yeah, I figured I would get a call. The shocking part about the call is that I was getting cut. I thought it was going to be more of let's restructure your deal, because like for me, if I sign a 2-year agreement, I plan on giving that organization the best of me to fulfill, my end of the bargain. Obviously, like you said, the age became a factor, and obviously the cap as well. We all know the NFL wants to want to have as many young players as they can on the football field, and also being able to utilize money elsewhere to help the football team become better. So I was just getting off a ding on Disney cruise with my daughters, a spring break trip with my kids on the Disney cruise, and got a call from Omar, and it was what it was. And the good thing about it is, I had a conversation with Coach Tomlin, my defensive back coach Grady Brown, and the dialogue has been great. He said the door is still open for business, so we'll see how that go. I know, they still have some decisions to make, with their team and make sure that they're still, at that cap number that they want to be at. And if they call, we'll see what happens after that.
You played for some pretty good defensive-minded coaches in your day. Mm-hmm. What was it like playing for Coach T?
Man, it was unbelievable having an opportunity to be around Coach T each and every day, seeing why he is so successful year in and year out. What football means to him. You know, it was really, really a joy to wake up every morning knowing that I'm going to get the best version of my coach each and every day. You know, so that's one thing I will say about Coach T, man. His attitude, his energy, his behavior towards his players and football never wavered. You know, so you can't do nothing but respect, you know, working for a guy that has that attitude each and every day.
At the same time that you were let go by the Steelers picked up prominent Pro Bowl quarterback, Super Bowl winning quarterback Russell Wilson. How you think things gonna work out with Russell?
I think that was a really, really solid big pickup, not only for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but for Russell as well, because I could see this really, really giving Russell an opportunity to tap into what everybody was so used to seeing Russell be and do in Seattle. I was on TV this morning talking about how I feel like it's a match made in heaven, because if you think about it, Russell was raised by a defensive-minded coach who pretty much the team was ran by the defense. All Russ had to do was not make mistakes and not play hero ball. And I think that's the same thing what the Pittsburgh Steelers have. He's going to be able to extend plays with the play action and bootleg game. We know that's what Arthur brings to the table with his play calling. We know Pittsburgh's going to run the football no matter what. We're going to run it anyway. That's that's Coach Tomlin's favorite line. We're going to run it anyway. So they're going to run the football anyway, and they're going to find ways to win games when it's close. And that's what Russell's career was when he was in Seattle. So I think this is a great pickup for both sides. I can't wait to see how it's going to work out.
Well, you were teammates with Joey Porter Sr. your rookie season. Last season, you played with his son, Joey Porter Jr. in his rookie season. So crazy full circle moment. But what was it like mentoring him?
Man, it was dope, man. Me and Joey actually just got off the phone a couple of days ago, man. He was just, you know, talking to me and just saying how much he appreciates me being in his corner and really just having his back and just being a true pro. It was just awesome to be around another guy who I felt my career was unfolding. My career unfolded just as he want his career to unfold. So it was amazing to have that life, that full circle of life come back around in that 360, and me and Joey Jr. having the opportunity to be teammates. And not only being teammates, but being in the same room each and every day.
Yeah,
you know, I think that was, being in the same room every day, having an opportunity to study together, giving him nuggets on how I did certain things when I had the responsibility on covering number one receivers. What that responsibility means, you know, because a lot of young guys may not understand how important that role can be and how detrimental it can be to your team if you're not up to the task.
Yeah, all that's fine and dandy. You old, man. That's just the bottom line. All that's cool. You old. That's all. It's okay. It's okay. You watched him run around the field in pregame. It's okay. Now you had an opportunity to play with him. You know
who mentored you early in your career, though, Pat?
Adrian Wilson, man. You know, that was the big bro when I came in. You know, it was kind of like me and Joey's situation. Adrian was in like year 11. I was just getting drafted. So Adrian was the guy who I really leaned on as far as when it came to studying film, understanding the route tree. Because, you know, route tree from college is totally different from the NFL route tree. You know what I mean? You're going to see some routes that you've never seen before. At the college level, they're starting to get there now. But when I was in school, it was just a basic slant, a basic go route. You know, now, you know, when I got into the league, I was having to understand how to dissect the deep comebacks, because the quarterbacks in this league was way better than the quarterbacks were in college. They can fit the ball any and everywhere. So I really had to be a student of the game, and Adrian really helped me.
Speaking of different route trees from college to pro, one of the greatest to play at LSU. You wore number 7. You're from Florida. I don't know why Florida State, Miami, and Florida didn't pay you more money, but that's another conversation. That's another conversation. You got the number 7 is like a legacy running around Baton Rouge right now. It started with you, and it was followed by the Honey Badger, then Leonard Fournette, and DJ Chalk Jr., and then Jonathan. So was this your idea to put everybody in number 7, or it just happens to run that way?
Man, Keyshawn, that's a great question, man. I think it was something that just happened. It was just something that happened naturally, man. I think it all came from when Tyron, because Tyron was the one, I don't know if he felt that he needed to ask, to wear my number, or I don't know if he just had that much respect for me, but I'll never forget. He called me. I was working down in Boca, and he hit me. It was like, "Yo, big bro, man, how would you feel if I rock that 7?" I was like, "Shh, hell yeah, go rock that thing. I already know what you're gonna do with it on." And once he had the year that he had, it was kind of like, okay, so whoever rocking that 7, they're special, or they're going to be special. So I started it off, winning the Jim Thorpe and Bednarik and defense, SEC Defensive Player of the Year, SEC Special Teams Player of the Year, unanimous All-American, all of that stuff. So then it started just trickling down, and every guy after that who pretty much started wearing it, was bringing home major trophies.
Yeah.
So now they call it the playmaker jersey, the playmaker number.
So when you came, you played for Les Miles, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
So Les was the guy. So when you came out of Florida to go to LSU, in this day and age, how much NIL money you think you would be making versus what you made going to LSU? It's all good.
Man, Keyshawn, I ain't make no money at LSU. I ain't make no bad money at LSU, man. All good money. I had a nice job, a nice check.
Me too.
And we was good.
Me too. But in all seriousness, though, what you think the number would be in the NIL space?
Oh, man, to be honest with you, man, I think I'd be like a Travis Hunter. So what Travis making, like
couple mil.
Couple mil.
3,
yeah, a couple
3.
million.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd be a couple mil. I'd be a couple mil guy for sure. I'd be top 10 for sure. 100%.
Yeah, see, I that's why. Yeah, I see. That's what I tell people. They ask me that all the time. I say, man, whatever the highest quarterback making, put 2 on that for me. Just put twice as much.
Yes, sir.
So you mentioned Travis Hunter. Deion recently said he's got to play both ways in the NFL. Check this out.
But I love it, though. I love to see. I like athletes to play dual sports.
That's exactly
I like that. I like that. I like that. So if you're a dual sport guy, or even if you're a kid that play both ways, what else you gonna get to do? Who else understands it? Yeah, we gonna let you ride with it. That's right. You can play both ways. I want you to play both ways. I'm gonna let you ride with it. I ain't mad at you, baby. Travis got a problem. NFL, no, not Travis. The NFL got a problem. What you gonna draft him as? And he's got to play both ways because he has value on both sides of the ball.
The more you can do, baby, in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
The more you can do. That just elevate the bag.
Pat, do you think the NFL teams will honestly let him play both ways? And is this a feasible thing to do anymore?
No NFL team will allow Travis to play both ways. And I think not full time, at least. I think if they do give him the opportunity, it'll be more like a Deion Sanders, like a pitch count. Give him maybe 8 to 10 plays a game, because Travis is dynamic on both sides of the ball. He do have value on both sides of the ball. I can't even tell you which position he's better at, because I'd probably say defensive back. Keyshawn can probably contest to this. Maybe need to polish up a little bit on his route running. But other than that, he can catch the ball. He can catch it at the highest point. He has great speed. And on the defensive side of the ball, he has unbelievable ball skills. Just that interception from TCU in week 1, that still just sticks out to me. And he's just a freak athlete. he is a guy that can do it. I don't think an NFL team will allow him to do it. But if he continue to showcase value on both sides of the ball, I think he'll probably have to be on the snap count. I don't think it'll be something feasible for him to do week in and week out, because in the big leagues, these hits hurt.
No, not only do the hits hurt, but I agree with you. I think he'll be on a pitch count. He certainly will get an opportunity to play on both sides of the ball. I think more full-time at corner, spot play at the receiver position, because when you look at it, there's been guys. Deion did it, right? He becomes, for our generation or whatever you want to call it, he was the guy that was, okay, Prime gets a little bit of sprinkle in on the offensive side. Then Champ Bailey did a little bit at Georgia as well as in the NFL. Charles Woodson did a little bit at Michigan as well as in the NFL, but it was not a full-time situation. Even Troy Brown from the New England Patriots eventually started playing and learned how to play in the slot. In the NFL, he never played any defensive back. Then all of a sudden, they wanted to find the slot corner, Bill Belichick, and he actually played in their nickel and dime defense. So I can see
it was effective too.
It was very effective. And I can see where the spot play for sure, Keyshawn will be able to do it. Travis Hunter will be able to do it in the NFL, just not every single game all the time.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, one of the dopest NFL photos I've seen is a picture of you defending Megatron. He said you're the best athlete he's seen as a corner. What was it like defending him?
Man, it was, first and foremost, my rookie year, maybe it was my second year, my first opportunity going up against him. It was hopes and prayer, because I'll never forget, it was 2 weeks, we're game planning, and they was playing the Dallas Cowboys, and he had caught the ball over like 3 or 4 guys. And I'm like, this is what I'm about to go up against. But at the same time, as a young whippersnapper, I'm like, the hell with that. I'm up for the challenge. Like, this is why you in the league. Like, this is why they drafted you. This is what you here for. What you gonna do with your opportunity? So I was just psyching myself out, but at the same time knowing that this guy's a freak of nature. And my first battles, and I'm gonna tell you what really gave me confidence. It was the first play of the game. This is our first matchup. I should have caught the ball, but Matthew Stafford, he checked it to a fade, and it was probably was going to be a slant because it was backside of 3-by-1. And he checked it to a fade, and I broke it up. And like I said, I should have intercepted the ball, but I broke it up, and I was like, oh, okay. Got my hand on the pigskin a little bit today. It's going to be a good game. It was a good game. Matthew Stafford ended up targeting me 21 times. I end up getting the interception, which was huge. We won the ball game, but that was probably the most exhausted I have ever felt or been after a football game, because I've never received 21 targets in one ball game before.
So you LSU legend, obviously, and LSU's had some quarterbacks taken in the first round in the past that didn't work out quite as well as many people probably would have hoped. Now they got an opportunity to get Jayden Daniels drafted in the top 4 picks in the NFL draft. How do you think he'll do, and should he be the number 1 quarterback taken off the board this year?
Well, I'm going to be biased because I really don't watch any other college football quarterbacks play for the most part. Like, if I am watching another college game, I'm typically watching the defense or a defensive back. So it's hard for me to even say what other quarterbacks are out there that's on his level. I know. What's my man name out of USC? I know he's up there.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. I did have an opportunity to watch him play a little bit last year. Not this last past season, the year before last. His Heisman campaign season. So it will be hard for me to say or speak on the other quarterbacks, but about Jayden, what I was able to see from him this year, I was very, very pleased with his quarterback play, his poise in the pocket, his accuracy, his ability to really not only, I won't necessarily say manage games, but put his team in position to always have the game in striking distance. It was maybe a couple games where the games got out of hand. I think Florida State, first game of the year, kind of got out of hand. And it was another game I can't think of. But just watching him grow all year, his precision passing, his toughness, his clutch moments that he had in fourth quarters this season and last season, the body mass he put on, so he knew that he had to get a little bit bigger going into the season. So I liked everything that I saw from Jayden last year, man. I think he really, really took his game to another level and really showed the pros. He answered a lot of questions coming into this season that needed to be answered coming out of the season before.
Pat, so you talked about Megatron, Calvin Johnson, how that was a good competition for you. Any thoughts on how you would have covered that other Johnson to the left of you and one-on-one and prime versus prime? Best out of 5, who do you think wins?
Hey, man, you know, it's crazy. I saw this with him and Sherm. And I was dying laughing, man.
Oh, yeah, he said something about you, I think.
Yeah, I saw it, man. You know what? Keyshawn reminds me of a Calvin Johnson, just a little bit smaller height-wise. But Keyshawn is one of those guys, he's going to catch everything, man. Like, his catch radius is what makes those guys unguardable. And another thing that Keyshawn had as well was very deceptive speed, man. You know, like a lot of guys always said that he, you know, wasn't fast enough to get behind guys, but he did a great job he understood how to stack DBs to get behind them. But best out of 5?
Yeah, best out of 5. That's what I want to know.
But wait, hold on. Before you go, hold on, Pat. Hold on. Before you go best out of 5, here's what I would say when we start talking about speed and moving and doing those things. As you know, being a top, what pick were you, Pat?
5.
Okay, to being a top 5 pick in the National Football League, what do they value at the skill position in the top 5? Speed. You was 5 and can run like the wind. Run like the wind.
And I
was number 1 overall, right? Number 1.
I know.
They don't take receivers number 1 overall that cannot run. This is what I have to tell people. So when there's a myth out there that a person can't run, you don't play 11 years and account for damn near 11,000 yards with 17 different quarterbacks if you can't run.
Best out of 5.
But here's what I would say. I got you. I got you, but I want to clarify because I never really talk about myself because I know my game. I'll never talk about myself. What I would say about Patrick Peterson, though, there's a lot of dudes. See, because when I played, we went through a lot of gold jackets to get our numbers. Real gold jackets, not fake gold jackets. Real ones. Right. Where dudes really did what you did. Hey, number 21, go with number 19. Not number 21, stay over there, and if 19 come over there, you got him. You understand what I'm saying? We went with the Rod Woodsons, the Champ Baileys, the Ty Laws, the Patrick Surtains, the Sam Madisons, the Aeneas Williamsons, the number 1 guy in all this, Deion Sanders. I had to go through them type of dudes to get to those yards. You are one of the only corners that I see, it's a couple more, but one of the only ones post-career that I look at and go, oh, he for sure could have played with us. Because there's a lot of dudes, they disguise and they act like they playing man, and they want you to believe they playing man, and it don't happen that way. But in that best of 5, it depends on the route. It really depends on the route. That's what I think. I think it will depend on the route.
And that's what I was going to say as well. It depends on the route because, as you know, if I'm guarding you, press up, it's going to be easier for you to get inside leverage.
Yeah, because
there's no, you know what I mean. There's no one out there for me, you know, playing with leverage and things like that. So that's like a gift, you know. But I'm with you. It just depends on the route. But I will say it will be a great matchup because you're physical, I'm physical, and we both like action.
Yeah, and look, Pat, to end on this note, for the money, I'm taking myself though for the money. When they say, hey, well, look, when they say you got 5 shots, we're gonna give you 5 downs from the 10, and y'all down by 3. I'm going with Keyshawn.
Hey, no doubt about it. I'm going happy. Damn it.
I respect it.
I appreciate you joining me, man. I'm looking forward to you. I'm looking forward to you retiring, and this is why. So you can join television and do another 13 years in TV and get that money because you good at it.
Yes, sir.
You just need the opportunity and chance and the work, but you good at it.
Man, I appreciate it, Keyshawn, man. I want to come out there so we can break some bread face to face, my brother.
Okay. Thanks a lot, man. That's a wrap today. Thanks to Keyshawn Jr. and Patrick Peterson for joining the show. Don't forget to subscribe and follow All Facts Podcast on social media. Until then, I'm out. Peace.